One African country is weighing or, carrying the weight of the continent. This is Ghana. Ghana has delivered aid to Jamaica, to Cuba and Sudan. So this remarkable display of international solidarity, Ghana has stepped forward with significant humanitarian aid to support countries Jamaica, who is hit by Hurricane Melissa, and also Sudan, in which the crisis has been going on for the past, I think, now 3 years. And Cuba also, the Hurricane Melissa has also hit Cuba in addition to Jamaica. And Cuba has been challenged with an ongoing, for decades, sanctions by the Western countries as well. Now, this is why I say Ghana is carrying the weight of the continent, because as we speak, up to now, up until I came live to you now, the African Union, the biggest continental body, has not released any statement with regards to the lives that has been lost to Jamaica. I mean, Jamaica and other Caribbean islands are known as the sixth region of the African Union, although there is no member seats as the 55 countries or the 54 countries of the continent, but they are acknowledged as the sixth region. And this, Jamaica, Barbados, there are countries who are keeping really a relation, active relation with the continent, but we haven't heard anything from the African Union. That's really something, a topic by itself. Now let's dive into Ghana's aid. Ghana has donated worth of 10 million cedis of Ghanaian cedis, which is equal to 902,398 million dollar. Of thousands, 900, around, let's say 900,000 US dollar. Okay. Now these items, it's a package and it has different items in it. Not only this, Ghana also has sent 48 engineers regiments to support hurricane recovery in Jamaica as well. Now, diving into this article, we see, look, Ghana has extended a 10 million humanitarian support package to communities in Jamaica, Cuba, and Sudan affected by natural disasters and conflict. Now, the donation made on behalf of people of Ghana reflects the country's enduring commitment to global solidarity and compassion. This also shows, let me just give my reflection. This is Pan-African value. Recently in September, we had the CARICOM and the Caribbean Community, which is like the African Union, and the AU, the African Union, has a summit together. And, but after maybe, I don't know, 2 months or in less than 2 months, Jamaica was hit by Hurricane Melissa, and also Cuba. The response you expect is not a silence. I mean, yes, the African Union also gives that silent pass to many of the countries that are going on in conflict. It's just, it's really sad, how we can't even take care of our own affairs. And then we see that the African Union releasing statements on what's happening in Ukraine and Russia, on what's happening in Gaza, between Gaza or Palestine and Israel. And we keep on, we give that silent pass for what's happening in Caribbean, which is really should be treated as affairs of the continent. Now, let me continue reading this article. At a brief presentation ceremony in Accra on Friday, 7 November, President John Mahama underscored the importance of unity and empathy in times of crisis. President Mahama spoke about the growing impact of climate change, highlighting the increasing frequency of severe weather events, particularly in the Caribbean, referring to the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa, a Category 5 storm that hit Jamaica on 28 October before sweeping through Cuba. He said the disaster had left hundreds dead and caused extensive damage worth billions of dollars. Also, there are people up until now in Jamaica because of Hurricane Melissa, that people who are lost and not found. Okay. So it's really big. He said this quote, meaning the Ghanaian president, because of climate change, extreme weather events have become far too common. For Caribbean, hurricanes have become like a game of Russian roulette. Ha. What a thing. Okay, so he explained that Ghana's humanitarian gesture was in keeping with nation's long-standing tradition of providing assistance to those in need. And he cited, it's not the first time Ghana stretching her hand to countries out of the continent. Also, it happened to Japan previously, but within the continent, he mentioned also Guinea and Congo as well. Quote again from the president: "This donation continues that legacy. Our support will reach three countries: Jamaica, which suffered the most damage, Cuba, and Sudan, where conflict continues to cause immense suffering." President Mahama expressed concern over the ongoing crisis in Sudan, noting that global attention remains limited despite the magnitude of the humanitarian disaster. Quote, "Sudan is becoming the forgotten war. The displacement, atrocities, and human suffering there are unacceptable in this century." Now, the package or the donation includes 2,400 bags of locally produced rice, 540 bags of sugar, 377 boxes of assorted medicines, 1,500 mattresses and 500 pillows, 100 cartons of fortified gari mix, 50,000 t-shirts, 320-foot containers of cacao and chocolate products. What a beautiful thing. That is originally from Ghana, okay? 20 pieces of 500-liter water storage tanks, 20 hand washing stations, 10 portable emergency toilets, and assorted clothing. And as I said, in addition, also Ghana is about to deploy 48 engineers regiment to support hurricane recovery in Jamaica. Ghana value really Pan-Africanism and this kind of things. It has also opened its doors for Afro descendants that are coming from the West and from the Caribbean in its adoption of the Euro of Return for African descendants. And recently also Ghana has become visa-free for those, for Africans, and again, including Afro descendants. This is really, really interesting, and then something that needs to be encouraged. We haven't seen any country, by the way, Ghana is the first also to send donation to Jamaica, to Cuba, and also we haven't seen anything to Sudan as well. So although the time of the donation is when the hurricane happened or the hurricane hit the Caribbean, it's still really it's still valuable that Ghana has remembered Sudan, because it has been almost 3 years since the conflict has started, and to send that donation to to these countries. Now, 20% it will be the package distribution. 50% is now those listed donations. 50% will be to Jamaica, 20% to Cuba, 30% to Sudan. This is the allocation of these donations by the government of Ghana. Now let's dive a bit into the deployment of the engineers. So Mahama is to deploy 48 engineers regiment to support hurricane recovery in Ghana. The president has announced plans to send a team from Ghana's 48 engineers regiment to Jamaica to assist with reconstruction efforts following the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa. The 48 engineers is made up of highly trained military and civil engineering professionals, including engineers, carpenters, and other technical experts. President Mahama said the team would help build temporary shelters to families displaced by the disaster. He made the announcement during his keynote address at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park in Accra as Ghana marked the 80th anniversary of the Manchester Declaration, which emerged from the Fifth Pan-African Congress held in Manchester, United Kingdom in October 1945 under the chairmanship of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. The president used the occasion to call African leaders to support both Jamaica and Cuba. Look at it. In the spirit of Pan-African solidarity, he revealed that he had received a call on November 17 from Barbados Prime Minister Maya Amor Motley, who was in Jamaica with other Caribbean leaders to assess the damage firsthand. So President Mahama noted that the scale of destruction left by Hurricane Melissa was unprecedented. He said Ghana had already provided relief items, including bags of rice, medicines, plastic buckets, bowls, mattresses, blankets, and other essential supplies for distribution in Jamaica and Cuba. Even look at it. Even the president has, felt the shame and the embarrassment as this continent or this organization is doing that. No statement so far from the African Union, no African leader shown solidarity with these countries in the Caribbean, for these natural disasters that they are facing. And he is calling, the president of Ghana is calling for all African leaders to show solidarity. I mean, look at the extent that he has gone. Really, really well done, Ghana. They have represented in the absence of, all this 54 African countries saying nothing about this disaster, on what's happening within the continent and what's happening outside the continent, but still who are Afro descendants. Okay. That's really, really sad. And he said he received also a call from the Prime Minister of Barbados and other Caribbean leaders as they assess the magnitude of this disaster. And, for them to know, can you be in their shoe for a minute of Caribbean leaders, and for them knowing that nobody cared in Africa, not doing anything for what's happening in the Caribbean? That's really bad. That's really sad. For me, I will do anything really to bring this attention to my government, because I think it is time that we respond to this, and it's important. Thank you very much for tuning in. But let us know, in the comment section, what do you think of this? Catherine Herman, greetings, sister. I believe you are sister. Thank you. Same here. So I send my greetings to you, Queen Thank you for being here and for the support. It means a lot, for a person to dedicate time and to be here. But really, let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this, other African leaders keeping quiet? And if you happen to be from Jamaica, Haiti, even, or Cuba, let us know in the comment section. We want to, bring definitely more on this. It's a bye bye for me for now, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.